Hey Scootopians, I'm OhManDan. Welcome to Scootopia. Today is Final Facts OHvation Day, and this is the Apollo Phantom. We got an exciting show for you today. Man, I hope you enjoyed taking that little preview over the Apollo Phantom, because today we're doing the Final Facts OHvation. Yeah, this is when we give you the OhManDan OHvation rating for the Apollo Phantom. I know you gotta be excited because I'm excited too. So I'm calling this the Unfathomable Phantom. And I told you in one of the other videos that actually when you define the words, it actually means impossible possibilities revealed. And I only say that because this scooter is the first of Apollo's in-house production models, and to literally break that clone mold, it takes a feat, and they really, I have to applaud them on that alone. Regardless of what the final outcome today would be, I have to applaud Apollo for their risk taking and for listening to the riders, to the consumers. You can tell when someone is listening because they start making the changes that consumers are crying about. And I see that in this creation. So you can't go down, so there's only room for improvement after this. So it's only going to get better, right? I should say so. So today we're going to do the final OHvation using OhManDan's trademark OHvation rating system, okay, which we literally take 5 industry standards that we base our whole system upon, and those industry standards being performance, value, safety, build, and service. But what in my trademark system, it goes under the moniker of scootability, scootenuity, Scootization, Scootseek, and Scootfillment. So scootability deals with performance, scootenuity, value, scootization, safety, Scootseek, build, and Scootfillment, service. All right. And within those, I'm grading the scooter on 5 different needs, or I should say interests that consumers and riders have out there. So with scootability, which is the performance, we're grading on speed, comfort, braking, suspension, and electrical. The electrical being like the controllers, battery, motors, and display, of course. All right. Then on scootenuity, the scootenuity is based on price, features, design, parts, and maintenance. That's the value. Okay. And then scootization, which is the safety, is on brakes, tires, lighting, horn, and stem lock. And then on the Scootseek, which is the build, that's on quality, innovation, design, deck, and stem. And the safety one, I said stem lock, I hope, and not stem, but the stem lock. And then the last one, of course, is Scootfillment, which is service. And that one's dealing with shipping, phones, support, warranty, and returns. All right. So now you kind of get an understanding. You know, they all get a score, and then it's entered into our system where an algorithm is gathered, and it spits out with that algorithm how many O's the scooter gets. So be anxious to let you know what it has spit out. So let's get on into it. So while I've had this scooter, I've been out doing a bunch of tests, road tests. I've done minimum and maximum range tests, did desktop braking tests, did comfort tests, just cruising around tests, checking out the suspension, how it pulls up a hill, many different things. And so out of all those different rides, tests, and evaluations, I was able to score what my experience was during those tests and things. This thing has a proprietary hex display. And also in our final facts, I may have done videos during, like in my testing and all that, and I may have said some things that might have been off or a little bit inaccurate or whatever. In the final facts, you get all the facts. So I said something or something that was inaccurate or wrong, or I didn't correct a mistake, it gets corrected today. All right. So we got the proprietary hex, and I said that because I was looking at this hex display, and I could remember if you watched any other videos, I could not see the screen because it was white. And when I got back to the clubhouse, I literally looked around the edges and just kind of did my finger, and sure enough, there was a sticker there that I didn't recognize. So some of you all may have that same problem where your display is white. It's a film or sticker that you have to peel off, and then you will reveal the actual screen, and it won't be white, and you'll be able to see it in the daylight. So that's a good thing. We have a 27-inch handlebar, 27.5-inch handlebar, which is really good. The wider the handlebar, the better your stability. A wide handlebar increases your stance and your control over the scooter. One of the things about this that I like is that it's curved, and so that kind of brings your elbows in a little bit more. So because it's not good to be wings up. All right, that takes away control. So it brings your elbows in a little more, and so you are in a better position to ride your scooter. All right, the grips. Oh my God, the grips on this thing are amazing. The grips are, I have big hands, and so these grips are beefy. And so, but it has the lights on the switch here. You have the left and right turn signals, and then you have dual and single switch on this left side. On the right side, you have the key ignition, and then you have the thumb throttle, and then you have the display mode switch that has, and it's all black, so it kind of blends in. I like that. It's it's really conspicuous. And so you have the M or power button in the center, and the up and down buttons on top. And then your brake levers, of course, are attached to mechanical brakes. The stem is 41 inches from the deck. All right, so it rises 41 inches from the deck and 51 inches from the ground. The stem and the neck is reinforced, aluminum reinforced, and so you can feel that when you're out riding because the stem is so stable. All right. Then it has a claw style with 3 independent folding safety mechanisms on it. All right. So you have the solid folding mechanism. You can actually unfold and fold your Apollo Phantom in seconds, not even a minute. All right. It has this cheesy fender. I don't like this plastic fender, but it has the plastic fender. Has the C suspension, of course. 10-inch by 3.25 hybrid tubeless pneumatic tires. They're really, really good. A lot of traction. Then, of course, you have the control arms that are, I like how they powder coated them gray. And then the suspension is a quadruple spring suspension. So you have 4 spring-loaded shocks, 2 on the front and 2 on the back. The way that they're not independent, so the 2 works together and those 2 work together. All right, so they're not independent. All right, then you have the brakes, where you have the 160 millimeter rotor, and they're mechanical brakes, which means there's no hydraulic fluid. All right. Then we have this deck, beautiful. Isn't this a beautiful machine? You have the decks 20 inches long, 8.5 inches wide, and 7 inches of clearance from the ground. This footrest is metallic, very solid. Now you have this hole right here is where when you fold your stem down, you can lock it in place and then carry the scooter. It makes it kind of easy for handling when you have your stem as a handle. All right. Then this hole right here is for you to grab, and you can maneuver. You can actually, if you don't fold your stem down, you can actually grab your scooter like this and lift it. Either way. You saw as we were going around the scooter doing a little demonstrating, so you can see the lights. You saw the display lit up, and so the deck has front deck lighting, but the deck lighting in the front does not turn, so they're not turn signals. So the lighting situation is losing points, right? Then the rear turn signals, they do flash, and you can see them from the side and the back, so that's a good thing. But you lost points on no flashing in the front, because it's important that the people in front of you see that your intent to turn as well. You have 2 1200 watt dual, so you have 2 motors, front motor and back motor, 1200 watts, and then you have, which at peak gives you a total of 3200 watts of continuous power, because at peak is 1600 watts each, and you can feel this power. This scooter has a 52 volt, 23 point amp hour Dynavolt cell. And I don't know if some of you are familiar with Dynavolt, but that's a company that's been doing motorcycle batteries for a long time. And then they are also the company that created the gel cells. And then in 2017, they added to their line of batteries the lithium ion batteries. And so that's what Apollo has added to their lineup is the Dynovolt cells. And they have those 18650 cells, very technologically advanced. They work really well with a good BMS, and you can tell when you're charging your battery on this that Apollo has created a BMS battery management system that exceeds what Dynovolt even creates. On the lighting, you have this light in the front that's 1000 lumens. It's okay, you know, I think I would add more light because I really like to be lit up. This scooter weighs 77 pounds. It has a load capacity of 300 pounds. The speed suggested by the manufacturer is 38 miles per hour. And of course, it does not have a horn. Wow. We need a horn on all scooters. It should just be like when you're creating a scooter, just automatically turn signals, horn, lights, you know, that means tail light and brake light, headlight, you know, a decent headlight. You know, if you can get probably 2,000-3,000 lumens would probably be even better than 1,000 lumens. Just enough so that you can cover a good spread. You know, so it's not just beaming straight, but it has a nice spread and it covers a good distance. All right. The scooter has two 25 amp controllers. So now I want to get into the pros and cons of this Apollo Phantom. All right. Number one, this Apollo Phantom has surprised me. That's why I call it the unfathomable Phantom. Because I was surprised by the speed, surprised by the suspension and how comfortable it was, and surprised by this single pole stem, no wobble. And I have, you know, my route, if you've seen my routes, Irvine has the bumpiest, most uneven terrain. Their streets are just terrible for scooters. But I have one area where it's really, really rough. And if you're gonna have any wobble, it's gonna happen right there on that. And so I ran through that on one of the videos, and you can see that it handled it like a champ. And you know, and I knew then that this was pretty solid. The pros that I would award this scooter with is the folding lock mechanism. It's amazing. It's outstanding. The reinforced, I mean, you just gotta applaud because you can tell the double reinforced stem, the speed, the range, the suspension, the hex display, the design, the innovation, just coming up with the design and listening to the riders out there, and the strength and durability. You can feel the strength. You know, like I've gone up curves, hit bumps. I rode through grass, and you know, all of that. You know, you see one shot where I was in a little dirt field, and it's made pretty solid. So the cons on this scooter is the turn signals. The buttons are too hard to push when you're riding. When you're riding, it's better to either have a rocker switch, something that while you're riding, you don't have to move your hand like so much, because when you're pressing this, you have to literally almost change the position of your hand to press it. It's so hard to engage while you're riding. If you're just sitting still right here, it's easy because you see how I have to position my hand to do it? My fingers are almost off. But at that angle, I get the right leverage to push the button easier. So a rocker switch would be good, or either touch. All right. But it has to be something that's not going to cause you to change the position of your hands while you're riding. Because most times when you turn on your signals, you're doing already about 15, 20, 25 miles an hour. You know, 10 miles an hour is too fast. You're going to have to change hand position. The other cons are the mud flap. That has to be either a longer mud flap to cover the hole, because we don't want to lose this hole because it's great for holding. But that's another thing. The throttle, the thumb throttle has latency or a lag. So when you're pressing the thumb throttle, it literally, when you press it, it doesn't go right away. Almost halfway down is when it engages. The latency problem you can tell through all speeds. Okay, so that's a big problem. This thing is another con. This flimsy kickstand. Oh my God. These scooter manufacturers, they need to really just do away with the flimsy kickstands, man. Those things, man, your scooter, you can have your scooter sitting on the kickstand and look over and that thing is falling over, and you thought it was pretty secure. You know, people, they just they're not too happy when their $1,500, $1,700 scooter, $3,000, $7,000, $8,000 scooter takes a fall when they thought it was, secure. What else? That's all. Okay, so those are the pros and cons. Now, the moment we've been waiting for. The final ovation. All right. So, on scootability, the Apollo Phantom got a 5 on speed, a 5 on comfort, a 2 on braking, a 4 on suspension, and a 4 on electrical, which gave it a total of 20 points in scootability performance. All right. Scootanuity, the value, it got a 4 on price, a 4 on features. Okay. It got a 5 on design. Got a 3 on parts. Some of the parts on here is just like the cheesy fenders, the kickstand, the switch, the thumb throttle, So the parts got a 3, and then on maintenance for Scootanuity, it has a 4. And that gave it a total of 20 points in Scootanuity or value. Then we have Scootcation, which is the safety. Okay. All right. So we got a 4 on the brakes because on the dead stop brake test, we got 4.6 feet. I think on another video I said 5 feet, but like rounding it up. But no rounding up. The actual distance is 4.6 feet. All right. And then on tires, it got a 3. On lighting, 3 on lighting. And then on horn, 0. There's no horn. And then on the stem lock is a 4. And so on Scootcation, on the safety, it got a 14. So 14 points. Then on Scoozik, which is the build, all right. On Scoozik, we got a 3 on the quality because of the type of parts. Then on innovation, a 4. And then on design, a 5. And then on deck, a 4. And then on the stem, we got a 5. So that gave us a total of 21 points. 21 points, all right, for Scoozik. And then on Scootfillment, we got on shipping 3, phones 3, support 4, warranty 4, and returns 4. And that gave us a total of 18 points. All right. So when we put all that in our algorithm and everything, we came up with a 3.72, which it rounds up to 4 O's. So the Apollo Phantom gets 4 O's. All right. The 52 vote variant. All right. So that's not the Apollo Phantom Ludicrous or 60 vote. This is the 52 vote. So this is the entry level Phantom, the 52 vote one. I know you're saying, what OhManDan doing getting the entry level? It's okay. All right. Don't get your britches all balled up. So that's it for the final facts ovation of the unfathomable Phantom. All right. It got 4 O's, which is very, very good. We have no scooter that has gotten 5 O's. And a 5.0 would have to be that perfect scooter. And we just haven't gotten a perfect scooter yet. So that's it. I'm OhManDan. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you also like and share my videos. And if you really want to stay up on top of things, tap that bell so you can get notifications of all the latest releases, all the improvements, all the trending e-scooters out there, and e-scooter news. I'm OhManDan saying I'm out.
About to meet the man, OhManDan. Was about the mud to help mankind. Start a scooter club, I know you're fine, cause you're just like that. You bend over backwards to help a man. You strap up, you boot up, you throw on your colors. Get ready to hang, riding with the fellas. Yeah, on a glorious crusade. Helping those in need. Now they got it made. West Coast scooter.